Today we're going to mount the SLR Magic 8mm f4 lens on the Blackmagic Pocket 4K. Hey everyone, Sean here with Fotodiox.com. Now, I just got my hands on the new Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K, which is a gorgeous 4K camera. It's got a micro four thirds sensor, great for shooting 4K video. And I also just got my hands on this SLR Magic 8mm f4 micro four thirds lens. Now, what's great about this lens is it's ultra wide angle. With the pocket's crop, it works out to more like a 16mm equivalent, but it has very little distortion around the edges. So it's small, portable, and ultra wide angle, which is really essential if you're doing handheld video with a camera like this. So let's unbox this lens, put it on the camera, and then take a look at what kind of footage we can shoot with it. And here is the lens. One of my friends thinks that SLR Magic might be taking old C-mount lenses and rehousing them for micro four thirds. I'm not sure if that's true, but the lens definitely has kind of a C-mount feel to it. See how it's kind of narrow around the edge and then it kind of comes out at the front and back. It almost seems like it's rehoused. I have no idea, maybe they're making them from scratch. But it's a really nice build. See on the front here, there is a lens cap. And then we've got a UV filter on the front that you can screw or unscrew. All right, so line up the red dots. There you go. One of the things I really like about this lens is how small and light it is. It doesn't add a lot of extra weight to the camera. And considering how much of a brick this camera is, it almost feels like there's no lens on it at all. One of the nice things about this lens is the infinity focus is pretty close up. A lot of your scene will automatically be in focus. And the other nice thing is it can focus pretty close up. So you can also do some really nice detail. So it really covers a wide spectrum of content that you're shooting. I've found that it's pretty good for blogging because you can get really close up, you can do macro detail, but then you can also get this really nice wide angle shot, and you can also handhold the camera and film yourself. Now, one of the downsides with the Pocket 4K is it doesn't have a flippy screen. So if you are going to shoot yourself, you will have to have an external monitor flip the other way. It's too bad that Blackmagic didn't put a flippy monitor on here. Of course, this is a pretty big, nice screen, so I can imagine it would have been pretty tricky to make this screen flip. Here's some of the footage I shot with this lens and camera. And you're going to see right away one of the biggest problems with adapting manual lenses to the Pocket 4K. Because the Pocket 4K does not have a stabilized sensor, your footage is going to be super shaky unless you're using a micro four thirds lens with built-in stabilization. So you can see here, even with this detail shot of the ice cream cone, very, very shaky. And that was me trying to hold the camera as still as possible. So that's the one downside. I would definitely recommend either using a stabilizer or just sticking with a monopod or tripod when you're using a manual lens like this one. It is a beautiful lens. I love the quality of the image. I love how it's kind of, really, really ultra wide. Everything looks dramatic with an ultra wide angle lens, and that's kind of true. You can just shoot an ice cream stand and it looks cool. One weird thing with this lens is you get this weird circular halo flare. It does look kind of cool, but I could imagine it would maybe get a little annoying if you're shooting bright lights and you don't want that look. So overall, I really do like this lens. Even though it does have some limitations on the Blackmagic Pocket 4K, it's still a great lens to pair with this camera, especially if you have a stabilizer or you're using a tripod. And I highly recommend it. I think it's a great lens. If you have the Pocket 4K, you're looking for a cheap ultra wide angle option and you don't want to shell out $3,000 for a big Nikon or Canon beast that you would adapt to it, try out the SLR Magic 8mm. And it's kind of been on some price drops recently. I don't know if that's going to stay true, but the price has definitely gone down on this lens. So I would definitely go for it. If you have any questions about the lens or camera, comment below. I'd love to help you. Click here and here to see some other videos I've made recently showing different lenses on the Pocket 4K and also featuring some of our lens adapters. And click right here to subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm Sean with Fotodiox.com, and thanks for watching.